I was a newly divorced father with 2 young children, and I worked at a small, very poor private school. And I decided I needed a real job. So that spring I did not sign my contract. That summer I embarked on my journey for a new career. The first company I went to was a large consulting firm. And before they interviewed me, they said I had to take an IQ test. And they put me in this big room with mirrors on it. And I'd never taken an IQ test before. So I get there and I'm excited, I'm entranced, so entranced indeed that when I look down at the answer sheet when the lady says time is up, half the answers are blank. So she takes my answers and goes behind the mirror, and I presume that she's talking to someone else, and she says, "He seems so normal." "Yes, but he's submoronic." "I know, but he seems so well put together. Someone has done a wonderful job with him." Bravo! Should we interview him? Of course not. My next career was a computer chip salesman. Now, I have my degree in radio, TV, and film, that trifecta of you have no idea what happens after college, with a minor in English. And so I'm on the phone, I've got a phone interview, 30 minutes have gone by, it's going really well, and the man says, "Well, we're going to have to give you a test." And I'm thinking, okay, this time I'm going to nail it. So I said, "No problem, I'll be glad to take a test." And he said, "What's 13 times 15? 175 is the random and wrong answer that I give him. Now, he was not testing my mental mathematical abilities. It turns out the computer chip salesman must be able to think on his feet, must be able to respond quickly, must be able to not leave any dead space in conversations. The next job I was looking at was a oil and gas business journal. Now I thought to myself, finally I'll be able to use that class that I took with Professor Stockton, comma, medievalist. So I go in and I'm sitting across the table from a desk from this large oil man, and he has in front of me my resume. And he's looking at it and he says, "Well, if you're going to be our copy editor, your job is," and he grabs a pen and circles on my resume, "mistakes like this," and he circles a word, "and this." Now, for those of you who have trouble with spelling, can I comfort you with the knowledge that spelling is not highly correlated with intelligence. You just look stupid. So it's August. School has started, I don't have a job, I'm not doing well. I go to the University of Houston Job Center placement, and they have a board with cards on it, and there's a card, and what catches my eye is the word Quark Express. I know this program. This is one of the first programs that the computer had to make to design brochures and such, and I'm thinking, no, before I go on, when I say I know this program, what I mean is I know of this program. I have seen my ex-wife use it in the past. So I go in for the interview and I said, "Look, I don't know this program, but I know of it, and I'm a quick learner. I know I can figure it out quickly. I'm smart, I work hard, I spell adequately." And the woman says, "We'll get back with you." So I leave dejected. But I come back the next day and I said, "Look, you're not coming back to me. You're not getting back to me. Here's the deal. I want to come work for you. I'll work for you. You don't pay me anything. You don't pay me anything until you think I'm worth something. And then you pay me whatever it is you think I'm worth. I'll make coffee, I'll go on errands, and I'll learn all this stuff." And she thought about it for a moment. She said, "Okay." Within a week, I made my first paycheck. Within 3 months, I was making more money than I had made as a poor school teacher. But I was not fulfilled. Making brochures and calendars for machinists and oil companies did not fulfill me. And that year, right before Christmas, I ran into my old principal and I said, "Hey, how are things going?" And he said, "Well, we had to fire the guy we replaced you with." And I said, "Oh, is that position still open?" And he said, "Yes." And I gave 2 weeks notice, and for the last 25 years I've been able to talk about cool history stuff. And that is so much better than a real job.